Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, we've got more breaking news for you, and this time it has to do with earthquakes. We've got back-to-back 6.2 earthquakes, both of them very shallow, and both of them looks like about 2,000 miles apart. One is in Prince Edward Islands, the other one in the Kermadec Islands, and they are virtually, just 2 minutes apart. So, I mean, this is an incredible 6.2 boom, boom, okay? And very shallow, powerful earthquakes. We're trying to wait and see if this affected any kind of a rocking motion. We've seen this in the past. I mean, it's been years since I've seen two earthquakes over 6 back to back in 2 different locations. And that's what we've got. A powerful 6.2 earthquake in Prince Edward Islands. And that's over there just south of Africa, south of Madagascar. The other one, 6.2, the Kermadec Islands, is just north of New Zealand, okay? Just north of New Zealand. It's probably more than 2,000 miles apart. But it's still, at the same time, boom, boom, you have this 6.2 earthquakes going off. Are you serious? Well, we are serious. Guys, quick shout out, www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use that promo code Paul. I really tell you something right now. Mike loves the Lord, got kicked out of Target, kicked out of Bed Bath & Beyond, kicked out of Walmart, kicked out of here, kicked out of there. And they thought they were just going to do him in because he's a Christian, okay? But he's still standing, and we're standing with him, and he's standing with us. He loves our ministry. He's a blessing to our ministry. He's a blessing to many different ministries, and including Freedom Fellowship. I mean, he's really is involved in helping. So he has a special deal for the Paul Begley Prophecy listeners, but you got to go to www.mypillow.com/Paul. Click on the link below. Okay, click on the link below this video, and then when you order those sheets, those Giza sheets, or that MyPillow, maybe you got to get MyPillow 2.0, the bath towels. Just go shopping over there. Make sure you use the promo code Paul. The promo code Paul, and you'll be glad you did. All right. Now, here's what's going on, because this is, and yes, we have 2 phone lines going now. 2 phone lines going. If you want to call to get your ticket, just pick up the phone, call the main headquarters at 765-414-2230. That's 765-414-2230. Or call this other number. If that one's busy, call 765-414-6299. That's 765-414-6299. Let's talk about these earthquakes, because they are significant. Prince Edward Islands, very shallow, and Kermadec Islands, very shallow. And we're checking right now to find out, do we have any issues here? Hopefully not. Prince Edward, yeah. Whatever happened to him? Not good, is it? He's been put away somewhere quietly, hasn't he? I think he has. Okay. Anyway, this is So Prince Edward Island, the quake just hit very strong. Now they've upgraded it to 6.3. It was very shallow and it was very strong. The quake had a very shallow depth. Very strong. 6.3 earthquake occurred in the Indian Ocean. Now they've loaded it back to 6.2. Okay, they're going to make up their mind here eventually. This very strong 6.2 earthquake occurred in the Indian Ocean, about 291 miles off the coast of South Africa. And the quake had a very shallow depth, only 6 miles deep. And so we're looking to see, was there a tsunami warning or not? Let's hope not. Very strong shaking near the epicenter there. And tsunami watch, but not a tsunami warning. So that's good news. Very powerful quake. Okay. Now, exactly the same time that this thing was going off, we have an earthquake hitting at the Kermadec Islands. Okay. Near New Zealand, and there's an earthquake there. This one, 6.2. Hang on. Oh, I messed that up. Okay, here we go. 6.2. Extremely strong. And I'm just looking here for the right report to read. Okay. I mean, they're no stranger to earthquakes. Okay, up there. But the point is, this is close to Tonga. That's where, that is where Standeo and Mike Around the World very nervous about Tonga. Very, very, very nervous about Tonga. So this was a 6.2 earthquake there in the Kermadec Islands, just north of New Zealand. And they happened at the same time, 2 minutes apart. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Okay, already. Okay, you guys, you get these little gadgets telling you what to do. You end up won't knowing what to do. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it's interesting. I mean, we don't see it, but of course, and it's got that rocking effect. Boom, boom. And we're talking about pole shifts, and we're talking about the sun flares 2 days in a row, X-class. Solar flares, okay? We're talking about an asteroid. It's going to graze the Earth tonight, all right? But the solar flares, we had an X-class 2.8 on Wednesday and an X-class 1.4 yesterday. Those two solar flares, those two corona mass ejections, by the time they get to the Earth, they're going to kind of become a cannibal. They'll cannibalize one another and smack the Earth. That'll make it a little stronger than. It's still going to be a very stiff, glancing blow, but we should be okay with that. But look out. It already affected, in the Americas, ham radio and communications for 90 minutes. It knocked some of them out for 90 minutes, okay? So we've already got that going on, this asteroid. And then we've also got the solar flares on the sun affecting the Earth with that CME pressure. And then the pole is already shifting, and then you're starting to see the things happening. So here we have two back-to-back earthquakes, 2 minutes apart. Boom, boom. Prince Edward's and Prince Edward Island and the Kermadec Islands. Boom, boom. And so the Bible does say the Earth is going to reel and rock. Okay, it is going to reel and rock. We see that happening on the planet. There's so much taking place now when it comes to these things. You just keep watching because of the earthquakes, and people have really. This one was strong. The one off the coast of South Africa, very, very powerful. No doubt about that. So we're gonna, and these weren't the only two quakes. Here's the thing about it. Just before these two 6.2 earthquakes broke loose in the southeast of the Loyalty Islands, which isn't too far from the Kermadec Islands, there was a 5.0 earthquake. The Philippines also at a 4.9. There was a 4.4 in Jan Mayen. There was a 5.0 in Papua New Guinea. There was a 5.6 in the South Sandwich Islands. And then right after the two big ones, the Kermadec Island and Prince Edward Islands, they're both 6.2, and they both hit 2 minutes apart. Boom, boom, like that. Then we had a 5.2 in Taiwan, which they felt that one. It was very shallow. It was only 16.5 kilometers deep. And then there was a there were some normals like 4.2 in Chile, 3.6 in Ojai, California, and that was 3.6 and a 3.8 in Dominican Republic. So we're watching these quakes shaking. We're watching the solar flares exploding. We're keeping an eye on the hurricanes and cyclones that are threatening. Of course, we're also watching the Middle East because Israel has offered a proposal. Israel has offered a proposal, and Joe Biden told us what it was. Israel has offered a ceasefire proposal to Hamas, and it would be a 6-week ceasefire, and it has 6 points to the negotiation, and then there would be phase 2. So Biden's remarks is being felt in Israel right now because it doesn't say, and this is what I was saying, it doesn't say who's in control of Gaza. It doesn't say who's going to be in control. It doesn't say Hamas has to surrender. It doesn't say that Israel's going to be over it. It don't say who's going to control Gaza. It just says the Americans are going to help pay for it all, rebuild it, along with putting 100,000 temporary housing tents up for people, and we're going to ship 600 trucks, semi-trucks of food and supplies in every day. So a steady stream. Of course, there'll be no military operations taking place so that the trucks can flow in there and not be afraid of being caught in the crossfire. It is a very, and I'm going to take a look, and I read it, and I wrote it down as Biden was talking, and I actually wrote down both phases, but it's a little confusing. So you got that going on, but it doesn't tell us who's going to run Gaza, and it doesn't address the two-state solution. So they're going to come back and say, okay, now we want a two-state solution after Israel's pulled all of their troops out. Is it going to say, hey, Hamas is in charge and we want a two-state solution, or else? I mean, Israel has got to have that understanding. And who is going to be left in charge? It's unbelievable here, but the first 6-week phase of the proposal would include a full ceasefire across Gaza, the withdrawal of all Israeli forces from all population centers. During this first phase, Hamas would exchange hostages, including women and the elderly and the wounded, in return for hundreds and hundreds of Palestinian prisoners in Israel. U.S. citizens would also be released, as well as the remains of dead hostages. So I think all the Americans are dead, but they're going to give us the bodies back. Now, Palestinians would also be able to return to all areas of Gaza, Biden promised. 600 aid trucks would enter the enclave each day. This has been a key sticking point for Hamas and matches the text of the agreement. The second phase would include an exchange of all remaining living hostages, including male soldiers, Israeli soldiers, and the withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza. Biden said he added that the two sides would continue discussing a permanent ceasefire. There are a number of details to negotiate to move from phase 1 to phase 2. But critically, he added, the full ceasefire from phase 1 would continue as long as Hamas and Israel would keep talking and negotiating. Biden said the second phase included reaching a cessation of hostilities permanently, so in other words, end the war. But Biden said Egypt and Qatar and the United States would guarantee this deal. The U.S. would help ensure Israel lives up to its obligations, like Israel's the problem, and that this was a decisive moment. The third and final stage would include the reconstruction of Gaza. Besides saying that the Arab nations and the international community would contribute to the rebuilding of Gaza, Biden provided the least amount of details, though, on this phase. Reported that the administration has been working to send Arab peacekeeping forces to Gaza. The U.S. also wants the Palestinian Authority. Now we're getting it, because that's not in the deal, but now we're hearing the U.S. would not let Israel remain in charge of Gaza, but let the Palestinian Authority be in charge, not Hamas. But they're kissing cousins, if you ask me. Palestinian Authority and Hamas, might as well say, is kissing cousins. There ain't a hair difference in my mind. Biden, though, but Israel may say no, because that is the problem. Who is going to control Gaza? If Israel does, there'll be skirmishes and fighting in the streets and that kind of stuff back and forth between population, but it will eliminate this weapons coming in and rockets being fired at Israel and threatening of war. So, I listened to President Biden say this. He did not say this, but now in the print, it says U.S. also wants the Palestinian Authority to govern Gaza. Israel did not agree to that. That's what the U.S. wants. What the U.S. wants is a two-state solution. How many times have you heard Biden say that? And matter of fact, 90% of the world wants that. But the Bible says God don't want that. Okay? Can you still get it on DVD? Yes, you can. Pastor, if I order the webinar, will I still get? Well, the DVD. We're not making DVDs of this webinar. It's a good question, Jersey. We're not making DVDs of the webinar, but we would be willing to. Bart would be able to make them in his office, off of some of the duplicate machinery I have in there. But it's a slow process. We're not going to send it off and have them manufactured like we've done before in the past. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they required a minimum run of every time. And, of course, there's not that many people. About half of the inventory actually gets ordered. And then we're stuck with the other half. And I tried to get the company to say, look, we don't want to order this much. Let me order half that, and I'll do it, because that'll pretty well move. So because of that, I haven't been ordering the last 2 or 3 webinars. I have not made DVDs, except the ones I have Bart hand make himself, and so you'll know that, Jersey. That's why I highly encourage people to get this webinar on demand, because then you have it for one whole year. It's good for 1 year. That's it. Okay, it's good for 1 year. So that's very important. Okay, it's very important. But I may go back later. I still negotiate with these guys. Maybe they'll finally agree after 3 webinars of not getting an order from me. Maybe they'll agree to cut that minimum order down that I can order, and then I'll just go ahead and do 3. I'll order 3 webinars, the last 3, or to try to, get those available. Okay, so, you have an entire. So you got an entire year to watch this. So you can watch it over and over. You can watch them in any order you want, folks. You can watch your favorite speakers first. You can watch half of a speaker and stop, and then go and watch another speaker and watch half of his and stop, and then you can go back to the first guy, and it'll pick up right where you left off. You can once you get that link, if you can get your emails off your phone, you can just go get your link off your phone then, and then once you get it on your phone, if you want to watch it on your television, some of you know how to do casting, so you cast it from your phone to your television and watch it on your television. I don't know how to do that, but I guarantee your grandkids do. And you just call them over and say, "Look, I want to be able to get this. I don't want to watch it on my little laptop. I want to watch it on the television. Can you help me? Can you help get this on my phone?" Some people want to watch it on their phone, so that maybe they're driving, maybe they're traveling. They just want to turn it on and let it go while they're driving. Some people want to do that. So you can cast. Okay. So anyway, do this. No, we're not casting spells. Anyway, get this. Get your ticket right now. Go right now to my website, paulbegleyprophecy.com, and order the ticket now so that we can get your link ready to send to you in 2 hours. There's only 2 hours left before we release all of those orders. Now, listen, do that now. And while you do it, you can go to paulbegleyprophecy.com, or you can go to Eventbrite and get Pole Shift, the webinar. Pole Shift, the webinar. Or you can pick up the phone and call the main line, 765-414-2230. That's 765-414-2230. Or you can call the next line, which is 765-414-6299. That's 765-414-6299. So we've got 2 lines available, and we will help you. You can order over the phone, all right? So very interesting what's going on. We're going to keep an eye on all of this stuff. I'll be right back. Do the orders right now while we listen to the song, and I'll be right back with some more updates. I see geese flying high above the water, a child fishing with his father in the rain. I can smell blackberry brandy and chocolate-covered candy. I see a soldier crying on a train, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost, and we're going to do a giveaway Sunday night. Let me tell you about that. Reading Hemingway. Feel the deepness of his weakness. I can taste the brandy sweetness at a roadside Idaho cafe. I can hear old Teddy laughing, Fitzgerald's toes a-tapping to the roaring sounds of yesterday. Are you serious? Falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And a shotgun blast echoed across the page, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. Oh, what a beautiful song. I mean, just the melody of it is so relaxing. Guys, we've got 2 hours. We've got exactly 2 hours. The webinar is going to begin. We're going to release all of these links. Everybody's got a ticket. You're going to get it. You're not going to miss it. And thank God for each and every one of you. Praise the Lord. Now, let me say this real quickly. We're giving away four just wonderful gifts. I'm just going to give them away Sunday night. Be sure you be here, be a part of that. get involved. And so what I'll do is I'll pull, and I'll right on the live. Sister Heidi be with me, and we'll pull, and the names will come out. And I'm going to give one Roku smart TV, 50-inch, 4K Roku TV. It's called Smart TV. It's got enhanced voice remote. It's got a brilliant 4K picture, automatic brightness, seamless streaming. You can also have live local news, sports, and family entertainment along with that. You can watch your favorite YouTube guy. What? Okay, right there on the screen. So this is really neat. Guys, it's Roku compatible, and so it's awesome. It's 4K. It's 50 inches. I'm going to give it away. A Roku Smart TV. I'm going to give it away. And I'm going to give away 3 AirPods. 3 AirPods. I've never used them, but the people who do love them. And I'm going to give 3 of those away. So we'll do that on Sunday night. And I'm telling you, folks, and it's so exciting to give things away. It's such a blessing. And we heard from people this week who were thanking us for different things that we send out. Of course, we send blankets out to people that are very, very ill, and grief packets to people who've lost loved ones, and Bibles to people that want a Bible, and prayer cloths for those that are needing to be healed. We do, and also just from time to time, I just send out some, DVDs and some stuff like that. Sometimes, you'll get a CD in the mail, one, that's been made especially for something or whatever. We give away some stuff, and we do this a lot. But Sunday night, this is special. So get your tickets. Let's get in this webinar. It's that time again. Get in, get the ticket, be ready, and then, of course, show up again Sunday night after you've binge watched the webinar all weekend. Then show up Sunday night, and maybe your name will be called. And if it is, and I send that 50-inch 4K Roku Smart TV with enhanced voice remote, brilliant 4K picture, when I send that to you, I'm going to send it right to your home, okay? Right to your front door. And we'll actually contact you, make sure the address is correct, and get it to your door. So somebody's going to get a 50-inch TV. Also, 3 people are going to get these AirPods that people wear. That is just awesome. I guess you can, when you talk on the phone, you can hear and talk to people. Just amazing. You can Bluetooth off of your phones and put music on there, or listen to Pastor Paul when he listen to Thursday Night Live and be laying in bed, just want to listen. Look, these are just really neat. People driving down the road, they love these AirPods. I'm going to give 3 of those away, okay? And then we're going to do that on Sunday night. So don't forget that, all right? Don't forget that. Lot going on, of course. Let me tell you some of the other things that's happening real quick here. A black bear was shot dead in Arizona after it attacked a teenager. This happened in Arizona. And so, wow. That happened a couple days ago. Also, farmers were forced in Iowa, to kill 4.2 million chickens because of the bird flu. Now, these chickens not all the chickens had the bird flu, but because there was a few chickens that had the bird flu, the United States government forced these farmers to kill 4.2 million chickens in Iowa in an egg farm. And so, and this happens a lot in this country, and you want to know why the price of meat is going so high, and the price of eggs going so high. It's not only the inflation, but it's the devastation, especially in our food processing plants, and especially the farmers and the cattle farmers and the chickens and the turkey farmers and and the egg farmers, and everybody involved in this is taking it on the chin every time they turn around. And I know you got to have regulations because you don't want people getting sick, but at the same time, man, why kill 4.2 million chickens? Because you might have had 100 or so sick with bird flu. But that's what they're doing. Also, this happened. There's a big outbreak of listeria, and that's and also some salmonella in the United States, and apparently it's increasing. The numbers just keep going up. This is taking place, according to the United States Food and Drug Administration, that there's listeria and salmonella poisoning is happening all over America from different food products people buy, especially packaged salads that are already pre-packaged. That seems to be big. Also, we're finding out that this is also in the organic walnuts. Also, it's being in a lot of natural food stores, of course, organic food stores, because they don't have preservatives in them. And so it is organic. You can eat it right away, but it'll spoil quick too. And that's what the government's trying to do is they really have been trying to stop organic foods, which is that's the healthy food. They want us to eat all this junk. Now, where's this been going on? Well, it's been happening in the Gibson Farms in Hollister, California, and they ship to Alaska, Arkansas, Arizona, California, Colorado, Hawaii, Idaho, Kansas, Louisiana, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, Nevada, and Oregon, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, Wyoming, and Washington in bulk bins of walnuts. There seems to be a increase of outbreak of salmonella. Okay, so this is a big deal that the government is announcing. So we're keeping an eye on that. A third person has now come down with the bird flu. A third human has gotten the bird flu from dairy cattle. So now listen to what I'm telling you. Remember Bill Gates and his disease X is coming? Now bird flu, which has been spreading all around the world, has mutated 12 times, maybe 13 times. And it has mutated now from birds to cattle. That it has made that jump. And so a lot of cattle are being put down because of that. But now three people have gotten bird flu from the cattle. So it is now starting to jump into humans, but it is not spreading yet, human to human to human. Thank God it isn't. But the fact that it has made this jump from dairy cows to humans makes me just wonder. And what I found out the other day is that this is a concern. So, and there's some more information I was given, but I can't say that here on this network. But certainly things are heating up. I'll say that in this category. And there's a lot of shooting and killing going on in different places. Migration is really off the charts all over the world. Really, the United States southern border completely being overrun. There's knife attacks going on in Germany. Gunmen, people shooting each other going on in the United States. And children being shot also. The Israeli embassy was just set on fire yesterday in Mexico. The Israeli embassy set on fire in Mexico. So you see anti-Semitism all over the world. It's just crazy. There was a massive pro-Palestinian protesters marching through the streets in the United States, demanding a ceasefire, of course, in Gaza. That's going all across America right now. The Houthi rebels fired missiles. They hit a container ship in the Red Sea. That's been confirmed by the Pentagon. All right, that happened. We got that going on, and so it don't end. Okay, wars, rumors of wars, explosions, all kinds of different things happening. The world has lost its mind. What's really bothered me is the world is maybe we're almost to the point the world's going to lose its soul. And there's so many people right now need to find Jesus Christ, need to be set free from the bondage of sin, need to have the joy of salvation. And we need an end times revival. Now, there is some good news. There's thousands of young people in college campuses, especially in the southern states, down the south. It started in Auburn University, but it's spreading among several other colleges where there's mass baptisms going on. And out in California now, there's three mega ministries coming together, and they baptized 12,000 people last Sunday simultaneously from 3 different mega churches doing baptisms. So there's a wave of revival that is starting to make its way, and we need it like never before. We really, really do. All right, guys, we're less than 2 hours. The webinar begins at 6 p.m. Eastern. We are going to release those tickets. Let's get it done. Go right now to paulbegleyprophecy.com. Go to paulbegleyprophecy.com and order your ticket. Click it. Get the ticket. Don't miss it. Or you can pick up the phone and call 765-414-2230. That's 765-414-2230. Or you can call. We've opened a second line. That's 765-414-6299. I'll be back with another update as things are developing around the world. Very busy day. We're going to stay on top of it. Oh, by the way, our book, Revelation 9:11, is now in the top 9,000th. It's in the top 9,000 books on Amazon out of 33.5 million books. So it's still doing very well. And I think it's because of our this online family. I think some of you ordered the book, and then I'm hearing people say, Pastor, I ordered the book. I read it. It was so good. I couldn't lay it down. And then I went ahead and ordered 5 more, so I'm going to give those away. I was just talking to a man at church who got it, and he read it, and he told me, he said, I've been reading it all week. I keep going back and rereading, and he said, I got a highlighter, and he said it's filled with such good nuggets of information so that I can always go back and find that easy. I'm highlighting in the book. And I said, I'm doing the same thing, okay, because I can't always remember everything, so highlight it. And go back and check it out again, okay? So there's we just appreciate that. But the main thing is because it's touching lives. I'm wrong. They do an update every hour or so. So I just clicked on it to see if they did another I'm wrong. We're now in the top 7,000. We're number 7,474. We're 7,474. We're number 7,474 on the list over at Amazon. That includes being number 6 in the category of church and state religious studies. We're number 10 in New Testament commentaries, and we're number 36 in spiritual warfare. So out of 33.5 million books, it is now hanging in there in the top 7,000. So we've been hanging around that 10,000, top 5,000, top 7,000, top 6. We've been hanging in that area now for quite some time, which is really, really good. And so we just say praise God to that. I'll be back. Thank you for getting the book, and I hope you really enjoy it. Thank you, guys. Get right now. Get your ticket, though. This is such a great webinar. And when I come back, I'm going to play another little segment. If you go back and look at the webinars, the YouTube videos I did earlier today, I did one where I play a little bit of BP Earthwatch's presentation, about 3 full minutes. It's a great 3 minutes, and you get an idea of some tremendous information. And I played about 3 minutes of Gil Brazard, another great piece of information. I'll be back. I'll bring another nugget out for you. Plus, we'll keep up to date with the things that are happening around the world. Are you serious? I'll see you in a few minutes. You've got 1 hour and 45 minutes until the webinar begins. Are you serious?